Hi everybody, my name is Foxy and this is Foxy Books and Planning. Welcome to my goal review for 2019 and goal setting for 2020. So here is the piece of paper that I wrote at the beginning of last year with all of my goals for 2019. I will link that video up above if you want to go check that out before you see this. But basically this was the what goals did I have for my channel, what my goals for my reading, my goals for diamond painting, and my goals for my planner. And with that, I wanted to go back through the goals that I set last year, talk about whether or not I managed to achieve these goals, and some of the stumbling blocks that I had, and talk about what I'm going to do, sorry about that, this calendar year to try and achieve my goals for this year, and kind of discuss what I'm thinking of for goals this year. So the first set of goals, and I'll make sure this is in frame, was for my channel. My channel started at this time last year, so my goals video was the second or third video I posted. So these goals were I've just started, I'm trying to figure out what a reasonable goal is, and kind of spitballing what I wanted to do in an ideal world. So to start with, I wanted to have 10 subscribers by the end of 2019. I did achieve that. I currently have 13 subscribers. So I did pass that mark, which is always good. You always want to overachieve your goal. And I thought 10 would be reasonable, so 13 is absolutely amazing. The next goal was 1 video a week. This I definitely was not successful at as of right now. I have about 29 videos. I'm actually going to count them really quickly on my tablet and come back and write the actual number. So if there's a quick jump cut, please don't mind. All right. So I managed to publish 31 videos in the calendar year in 52 weeks. So not very successful at that goal. Basically what happened was I hit a couple of ruts in terms of video ideas and editing, where I had a couple of videos that were particularly painful for me to edit. All right, but yeah, so I had a slump in the middle of the year, and that caused me to get behind, and I never really caught up. I did, however, start doing 3 videos a month, and that has helped me kind of get out of that rut. I hit a bit of a snag in December where I just didn't have enough time. So I'm catching up on my December videos, but I will be back on my regular schedule this month. Different video content. If I remember right, what I meant by this was to do a variety of things with the subjects that I wanted to talk about on my channel. So don't just do the same video over and over and over again. Don't just do 100 diamond painting unboxings. Don't just do 100 sticker hauls and stuff. And I think I achieved that to some extent. I do have a decent array of content. A lot of the videos are formulaic in their structure, where I have 3 videos a month that talk about the same things, but I try and talk about different things in those videos. And I am working on getting some more interesting content out for this year. So I would say not successful and not very successful, but an in progress on the video content. All right, so books is up next. So in terms of books, I was trying to beat my record that I set last year, which was read 80 books. In this case, I was not successful. I only managed 77 books last year, and that came down to just running out of time at the end of the year. I had books that I was reading, but they were all kind of long and involved, so I didn't quite get there this year. And I'll talk about what my reading goal for next year or for this year is in a minute. Read more nonfiction. Sorry, I'm looking at my data sheets. So in terms of reading more nonfiction, I think I'm pretty successful. Of the 77 books I read, 19% of them are nonfiction. So that's a total of 14 books across a variety of subjects, a lot of heavy on the science and the biography, but I did enjoy reading a lot of the science fiction that I read this year. In terms of contemporary or literary fiction, not so, I mean, I would consider it successful because I read 2 books this year that I would put in that category. And those were I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Siegel. Where's my other contemporary? Wait. And Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So I was at least trying, but it was really hard for me to find contemporary fiction books that were things that I was interested in and things that would keep my attention. Clear my TBR shelf. So the slash is gonna mean so. Clear my TBR shelf. Not even close. Barely touched it. I read a lot of books from the library this year. Where is it? So almost 40% of the books I read this year came from my library, and 61% of them came from my personal collection. And while I did read some books off my TBR shelf, I did not read a lot off my TBR shelf. So my shelf is still full, and it is still something I'm working on. Diamond painting. This one was also sort of successful. I did in fact do 3 paintings. I will pop up pictures of the 3. So I had my Afro Girl, the colorful guinea pig, and I finished my mother's Christmas present, which was the Yin Yang Owl from Diamond Art Club. So I did complete 3 paintings in the calendar year, and they were all larger than 30 by 40. Bottom one, not very successful. It said I wasn't supposed to order any more diamond paintings until I completed 3. Over the course of the year, I ordered probably about 10 diamond paintings total, so definitely not a successful thing. That one is kind of hard, especially when I ordered a bunch of stuff on impulse, but it's really hard to keep yourself to a no-buy on that. And then the last part was maintain my planner throughout the week. I'll call that semi-successful. I was more successful some weeks than others. This one is a hard one for me because I'll set up my planner and I sometimes forget to use it towards the end of the week when I get kind of flustered at work. But it is something I'm going to continue to work on. Utilize my back stock of stickers. I will also call that semi-successful. I did decrease the size of my sticker hoard this year. I did do a lot of Franken spreads, but I could have done more. And since I started my monthly shop spotlight, I found that I've been ordering more kits. And so I'm trying to get away from that and find shops that do icons and individual boxes and things that I can use as part of Franken spreads, so I can use more of those stickers. No paid utilization, total fail. I think I used a notes page once in the last year, and that was the July when I switched over to the 2019 Erin Condren Aside, where we went from 1 note page to 3 note pages, and so I was trying to figure out how to utilize them. So that was 2019. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 7, 9, 12. So of 12 goals, I successfully completed 1, 2, 3. Sort of completed 3. And completely failed at 6 of them. So obviously these were goals. I did not achieve them all, but I did manage to achieve some of them. So that being said, 2020 goals, because I'm a glutton for punishment, and goals are always goals, and they always are there and changing. So with this, as you can kind of see, these kind of are SMART goals. I could make them smarter goals by being more specific, but it's really hard for me to do that. So to start with the first one, it would be my channel goals for the year. I would like to get up to 20 subscribers this year. That would be 100% subscriber growth from what I wanted last year, which I think is doable. That's 7 more subscribers in a year, and I think if I stick to the plan that I have with trying to get more content out and trying to do content more regularly and get myself into kind of a rhythm with filming and uploading, I should be able to get more of that done. So the other thing is going to be, I'm going to try for a video a week again. So I've already got 3 videos that go up monthly. And so averaging 4 weeks in a year, 4 weeks in a month, that means there's 1 extra video I have to figure out, film, and edit, and upload a month, which I can totally do. So that should be doable this year. And I'm hoping my significant other will be my accountability partner on that one. The third thing would be to experiment with content. And what I mean by this is do some of my crazier video ideas, because I have a list that I have of all the video ideas that I have, and once a quarter, random content once a quarter, and I'm going to try, so experiment with content. So what I mean is that I want to try, and so I've got my 3 scheduled videos a month. I've got my 1 diamond painting, my 1 book, and my 1 planner. But what I want to do is make sure that if I have some crazy video idea, like doing, showing you my makeup collection, or decluttering my books with y'all, or some of my other crazy ideas that I've had, to be able to be like, I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna see how it goes, and if it goes great, I'll try it again at a later date, and if it goes horribly, we just know, and I can take the video down, and that'll be that. But to allow myself freedom to fail and be okay with it, and allow myself to be as creative as I know I can be, but kind of have been hesitant to do. And then random content would be sort of the like, yes, I'm a planner, booktube, diamond painting channel, but to be able to do something completely out of left field, just to do it and just have fun and film a video that I think would be interesting and that I think you all would enjoy. So there's that. That's section number 1. Section number 2 is books. In terms of books this year, I reset my reading goal in Goodreads for 2020 to another 80 books. I think I'll be able to do it this year. I know I can hit 80 books. I've hit it, or I know I can hit 70, in the high 70s. 2018, I had 78 books. This year I had 77. I know I can hit those high 70s, and it's just pushing me to get to that 80. So I'm going to try and hit it again this year. The next thing is going to be read 5 contemporary fiction books, because we're going to make these measurable this year. And read 5 books off my TBR shelf. And this is my actual shelf that I will pop a picture up so you all can see what it looks like. It's an actual shelf in my bedroom. of physical books that I want to read. And so that's going to be another one. And then I'm going to add a new goal this year, which is going to be my audiobook to book ratio needs to be more like 60-40. Because right now, if I look at it, I can find that section, and I'll go over this more in detail when I do my year of reading and review. But there's a section in here. So 73%, or actually more, 89% of the books that I read this year were either Audible original books or audiobooks, and that doesn't include the last 2 books of the year, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't include the last 2 books of the year, which were both audiobooks. So almost 90%, probably 90% when I'm all said and done, of the books I read this year were audiobooks. And I like my audiobooks, but I also want to force myself to read more physical books because I have so many of them and I need to be reading more of them. So the next thing will be diamond paintings. All right. My goal this year is going to be to finish let's go crazy and do 4 paintings this year. I have 2 that are gifts, and I've got some smaller ones that I can do as well. I did just start my 120 by 80 Witcher painting, which I can always stop and start if I need to, because it's, for me, it's not against any deadline. So 4 paintings this year. I think I can do it. It'll be a challenge. And then 2 is to only work on existing projects. And so that kind of goes back to the don't order anything. So I have a closet full of diamond paintings. I do not need to order any more until I have finished a lot more of my paintings. So if I can get at least the 4 done, then that will open up some room in the closet for another, but I also am in no hurry to expand my diamond painting collection right now. All right, and then last, I feel like a John Mulaney sketch. We started big, and now we're going small. So planner, I'm gonna keep my planner goals really simple this year. I'm just gonna do 2 of them, which is 50-50 split between Franken spreads and kits. And that's to help me move through my backstock and have a measurable way of going through my backstock. And what I'll do, well, I'll see if I can figure out how to do it, is to compile all of the photos that I take of my planner and compile them together into kind of like a 1 second a day type thing. So I can show you all the flip through of like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So you can see the split for yourselves. And then the second part of this is going to be use note pages for habits, brainstorm, and decluttering. Because I need a way to use my note pages, and so if I say what I'm going to use it for, then I will force myself to use them. So this is my goals for 2020. Hopefully they all make sense. Hopefully I have this video up in a reasonable amount of time. And please, I'd love to hear from y'all. What are your goals for 2020? Do you have any kind of similar goals? Anything that you think might be a challenge? I'd love to have kind of a community check-in where we're all holding each other accountable for our goals. With that, this has been Foxy Books and Planning. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.